Toxic friend check.
Why is he calling you?
Oh, he was just,
Why is he calling you right now?
I asked him a question earlier, and he was just calling to, answer my question.
Fire alarm.
No,
What do you mean?
For real, we're
No,
just friends, but,
No, because yesterday you both turned off your location at the exact same time, and neither one of you were answering my calls. So why is he calling you right now?
No, we're just, you're still my lock screen. Him and I are just friends. You're my best
But
friend.
why would you guys turn off your location at the exact same time?
I don't know. I was with my boy yesterday. You know that.
But y'all both turned off your location.
I don't know why he
at the
turned
exact
his
same time.
location off. I swear I was.
It was at the exact same time.
Well, I don't know. But
he literally just called you.
He was answering a question that I asked him. I asked him a question about a party.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
It's Monday. It's literally Monday.
We party on Mondays.
Okay. First of all, change your fire alarm battery so it stops beeping. If you're gonna make videos in your house, why do so many people not change their fire alarm battery? Come on. Second of all, that was so fake, and comments are turned off. I think for the reason of everyone saying how fake it is. Okay. What's the point of that, you know? I guess just for the views, right? Alright, let's continue. Okay, here we go.
Have you ever had a friend that literally hates you for no reason? Because I have. I was friends with this girl in high school. Let's call her Brittany. We were friends for probably a solid 3 or 4 years before I had to block her completely. When we would have sleepovers with a group of friends, this girl would be brutally picking on me the entire time. But when it was just me and her, she was great. She used to call me dumb and say she was smarter than me literally all the time. One time there was a pool party at her house and all the girls were putting on their swimsuits in one room. We were kind of all facing different corners of the wall. And she turned around, told everyone to look at me while I was changing, and started laughing at how skinny I was. Literally was pointing at me and laughing. And this is when I was 14. Another time when we were 16 or 17, I was having a sleepover with her and another girl, and she forced me to sleep on the tile floor while they slept on beds with no blankets or pillows, just straight up on the tile. Then she told me at the next sleepover she promised she would give me the bed, and then at the next sleepover the exact same thing happened again, and I slept on the cold hard tile with no blankets or pillows. She also hated the fact that I wanted to be an influencer and that I was actively pursuing that. She would always tell me my career was gonna fail, I was gonna amount to nothing in life, and I was gonna end up homeless on the streets of LA while she was successful. I think part of the reason she was so mad was because her ex-boyfriend confessed his love to me, but I rejected him, and that was also towards the very beginning of our friendship. I'm telling you, there had to be more. She was also that girl that would immediately start putting me down whenever we were in front of a group of guys, like I was a threat or something, and she was trying to make me look bad in front of them all the time. So eventually senior year rolls around and I decide I am sick of putting up with her BS, and I don't know why I'm doormatting to her all these years and still being her friend when she treats me like that. My light shut off. So I'll tell you how our friendship breakup went. This is when I figured out that this girl is actually crazy. So I just started completely ignoring her and not responding to any of her texts, which worked for a month or two, until one of my other best friends was having a birthday and she wanted all of us to go out to brunch. Obviously Brittany was gonna be there, so I thought it's fine, there's gonna be 7 of us there, I can easily just not talk to her, I'll just ignore her. Little did I know what was about to go down in the middle of this restaurant. Go to part 2. Have you ever had a friend that literally...
Her makeup looks so good. Okay, I've got part 2 right here. Hopefully my camera doesn't turn off. It's saying it's going to. Part 2.
I had to take a break yesterday to get my hair done, but we're back. This is part 2 of my friend that hated me for literally no reason. So it's me and 7 other girls going out to brunch for my other friend's birthday, and of course she ends up sitting directly across from me at the table. I still think she did that on purpose. She's sitting across from me next to my other friend, and I kid you not, she literally starts looking at me across the table and talking about me to my friend's ear and making it as obvious as she possibly can. This is literally her. She's talking, looking at my friend, looking at me, looking at my friend, looking at me, which my other friend really should have stuck up for me and stopped her from doing that, but I'm not friends with her anymore either. So I'm oh, we're being petty now. So at first I try to ignore it for a really long time, and eventually when I can't ignore it anymore, I decide to be petty too. I do the same thing. I start talking to my best friend who's next to me, and I'm do you see what she's doing right now? And my best friend's oh my god, yeah. So I'm literally sitting there minding my damn business, cutting my little waffle with my butter knife, and I think I was pressing on it too hard because my butter knife flew out of my hand and it literally flew across the restaurant. It made a super loud noise. It's literally sitting on the floor like all the way across this restaurant. I just look at my friends. I like started laughing because I was so like surprised. I slapped my hand over my mouth and I was like, guys, what do I do? I literally said to them too, I was like, what do I do? Before I even have time to figure that out, Brittany stands up as aggressively as she possibly can, pushes her seat out, stomps across the restaurant, grabs the knife, literally is making a scene, walks back, and then slams it as hard as she possibly can down on my plate in front of me. I am shocked my plate didn't break. And then she literally yells as loud as she can. That's what you do when you have a real job and you work in hospitality. Like dissing me because I wanted to be an influencer. Everyone was literally
Oh my God.
quiet. Getting through that brunch was hell after that, but we were all standing outside afterwards. My friend whose birthday it was wanted to take a group picture of all of us, so I think we asked a stranger to take it. And even though it wasn't her birthday, Brittany decides she's gonna decide where everyone stands. More specifically, me. So she grabs my arm literally as hard as she possibly can. Like right here, she's gripping onto it, and I swear she was like channeling her like rage into that grip she had on my arm. I'm not even kidding, she literally digs her nails into my arm as hard as she possibly can, like to the point where she almost drew blood. Like I was in pain, and she starts pulling me. I'm almost done. Go to the next part.
My gosh. Okay, let's go to the final part.
Last part, I swear. She grabs my arm and starts gripping it as hard as she possibly can, literally channeling her rage into that grip, like hurting me on purpose. Then she yanks my arm and starts dragging me where she wants me to stand for this picture. I was so pissed and fed up at this point. I literally like yanked my arm out of her hand. I just looked her in the eye and I said, excuse me? But I said it a lot more pissed than that, don't worry. And she just goes, you need to go stand on the end. And of course it was so she could go stand right next to the birthday girl for the picture, which what are we, 2? So then we pose for the picture. She leaves because she decided to go home early. And the plans were my friend whose birthday it was, she wanted to go shopping, so I went with them. But this was before I learned how to be unbothered, okay? So I was having a hard time after that. I was literally so angry like that entire shopping trip. So finally I'm on my way home and I'm thinking, thank God all of that is over at least. I can go home and relax. Yeah, no. So I get home and my mother tells me that this girl, Brittany, had literally sent my mother a paragraph, like on text, basically just going on and on and on. I don't even have the text. I don't know exactly what she said, but I remember it was something about like, you should be so disappointed to have her as your daughter. You need to get her in trouble. You should be ashamed of her. The whole thing was basically your daughter did this and this and this, and this is why I hate her, and just extremely aggressive. The funny part is she really thought she was gonna send that to my mom, and my mom was gonna be like so mad at me and I was gonna get in huge trouble and she was gonna have her revenge. My mom and I were like, what? So at this point, my mom is pissed, my dad is pissed, my boyfriend is pissed, I'm pissed. So after discussion, we all decide the best solution is just to block her number. So that's what we did. I do want to say that I don't hold anything against her now. We were all in high school. It was years ago. We all grow and change, but that friendship was definitely unhealthy, and as I'm sure you can see, it was honestly just best for both of us to go our separate ways. But I'm so much happier now. So take this as a sign to protect your peace and get rid of toxic friendships. Last part, I swear.
She is so much better off without her. That person must have been so jealous, just had some kind of chip on their shoulder about her, eh? Like, that is bad. Top comments, people like that don't change. It's actually true. Even if she's in high school, like, texting the mom. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I've never heard of anyone doing that. That's insane. Ay, ay, ay. I'm thankful to not have friends like this. I'm thankful to have very sweet, loving friends. Thank you so much. If I did have friends like this, I would cut them off. Okay, my camera died. I'm going to make this really quick. Final comments we are going to look at for this. You tolerated that behavior for way too long. I hope you don't do that anymore. Very true. Very true. Why would you even let her treat you like that? So, I'm glad she got out. And if you're in a relationship like that, or a friendship, make sure you find a way to get out too. Even if you just have to block them. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. This is going to be the last video here because unfortunately I have to move. I really don't want to move, but my landlord needs his place back, so I'm going to be moving. But hopefully I can make you guys a nice background in my new place. I don't think it'll be as good as this, but I'm going to try and make it work. So thank you again for being here. Thanks for being a viewer. I appreciate everyone who's here. comment if there's anything you want me to watch. And thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.